I'm quiet because my throat hurts. Hi! Hi. Look, I have a slider. Aww. This is us. Also, my throat hurts, so I'll be a little quiet, but I have tea with me, so we're good. Also, you remember how the game said they'll have more sliders for me? Well, lo and behold, kitty puppy. Okay. Back. Is this 9? Yeah, it is, right? But so many symbols. Oh, here's also 9. That's also 9. Oh, obviously Scrum Tush. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I think so. True. Yeah. Help. Um, okay. Dude, the game is scaring me again. Oh, absolutely. Oh, I might have to turn myself up since I'm so quiet. No, because my throat hurts. I can't talk louder. I'm physically incapable. You're right, the slider does have good noises. Hello. Okay. Begin the game. Oh, right, I need to pull up which endings we're gonna do. Well, obviously we can't do the skip button yet, but that one's gonna hurt us a lot. Where are my endings? Okay, we did the confusion ending. Well, we gotta go pull the plug now. I mean, that's not really related, but
This is the story.
I'm sorry. I had to skip that. If the narrator is louder than me, you can tell me. Okay? Promise, promise
All
you
of his
promise?
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Soon. We will do this soon. Oh, and I keep forgetting to... That's an easy one.
When Stanley came to a set of two open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
The line is gone.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I didn't even mean to do that. I'm gonna be so honest, that was not the ending I was going for.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That was not what I was going for. I'm so sorry.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, let me spray.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Anyways.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
Because I'm special.
You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another.
You're literally
Music
lying.
comes in,
You're
fade
lying
to
to me.
white, roll credits.
You're
Not
lying to
picking
me.
up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't
See what?
believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
I'm sorry.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long.
I'm
If
sorry.
you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sacking crack.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Making choices on a regular basis
Dude,
is
me
the
for real.
best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant.
Thanks, man.
And the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and
My
reinforce
instructor?
the material
Wow.
covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Me neither, Mom. How do I get the vent? How do I get the tape recorder? Sorry, I'm talking to myself. I don't even know how to do that. We did get baby gated. But I think that's understandable considering I did, in fact, accidentally die.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Yeah.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh. We're going to the right door first.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Has it been affected? It has not. Hmm.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my
I'm
story,
sorry.
you've destroyed my work.
This is
Why?
the better of
For
tonight.
what? What did you get out of that?
Okay.
What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
I'm sorry, narrator. This is the better ending.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You.
I'm sorry.
Who thought you were so clever. Now
I
look
am.
where we are.
I'm clever.
My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
I'm sorry.
What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
No, not anymore.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious.
Oh,
it would
he's
have been
louder
so
than me.
perfect.
Okay.
I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Am I louder now?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
He
he entered the door on his left.
I'll be good now. But you see, this is worse. This is a worse ending. You're gonna see.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But there's not even the cool light. The cool light that would lure me down. It's gone. And the executive bathroom fan is gone. I can't go into the executive bathroom. Oh.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions.
Surely.
And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown.
Would he now?
He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
See, Stanley's a silent protagonist. Sorry about that, narrator.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall. I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you?
No, I didn't.
Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I'm not Stanley. And neither of us can talk.
Okay,
Well, I can talk.
fine.
Night Shark
You're not gonna do it,
115.
but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously.
Night
If you
Shark
didn't want to see
115.
what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why
No,
did
I
you come
couldn't
this
have.
way? Speak. Say something to me.
I can't.
Explain yourself, you
I
coward.
can't. You can't hear me.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
God.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything.
Anything.
This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
Sorry, Leroy.
Take as much time as you need.
Sorry, Stan. God. That is one of my least favorite endings. Yep. Oh, let's do this quickie.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Yo, I could walk through my chair. Did anyone see that? That's crazy. I can walk through my chair.
All of his co-workers
Okay,
were
so there's
gone.
like
What could it
2
be?
endings that
Stanley
we
decided to go
haven't
to the
done.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think ish, but we're going to the new content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Hello? Hello? Anyways. Hi. Did you like the Stanley? Please, Stanley, just do something. Either choice. There's no incorrect choice. Just...
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I'm not sure you are. I'm really not sure you are.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
Hello? Oh, behind me. Sorry. Whoa, that's a high ceiling. Oh, yes.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
That's a real bad jump. But I only have 36 jumps. Can I save my jumps? I'll stop at 32.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Surely.
Goodness. Another elevator.
Goodness.
Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there.
That would...
Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Okay, what's the point of this? Huh?
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievement, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks, just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
We're friends. Yeah, I would like that. La 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 la. Dude, that tea did not help me enough. Oh. Stanley. Ah, RNG. Sorry. This is not. Oh, it is.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, whatever you say, narrator. I trust you. I mean, we've had our ups and downs, but I trust you. Let's go on an adventure. I like when we go on adventures. Hello.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Thanks, narrator. Oh, right.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Wow, that must have been amazing. One sec, I'm being a gamer. Da, da, da. Sorry, I have to look around at stuff. You know how it goes being a gamer.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Yeah. Gesundheit, danke. Sorry. Smile because it happened. A trip down memory lane. Dude, these are awesome. That's just a whole last dollar. Don't play for 5 years. Yeah. It's impossible to get this achievement. That would piss me off. That does piss me off. It's impossible to get this achievement. Well, I got nominated a lot of times. New video game releasing today. Oh hey, the Mariella. In loving memory of little Stanley. What? Oh, rest in peace, little Stanley. There's a piano over there. Hello?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com.
How do you review a game like
James
Stanley
Stephanie
Parable?
Sterling writes, and I quote,
Oh.
"Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created.
This is
it
true.
was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now
Persona 3.
it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Wow. It's tragic. I'm gonna go through this door. Oh, there's a down. Yeah, what great memories we had. I want to go in there. Why does the memory zone need a maintenance area? Oh, look at them. White people. This is true, he was on the Person of the Year. The Times or whatever. Don't close doors on me. Let me...
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
This is
It
true.
didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
This is true. People play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything. What? I can't get in there. Oh, the serious room. Dude, they took the serious room out. They took the serious room out. Okay, so in the original version, not the Ultra Deluxe that I have, there was the serious room, which if you went into the game's coding and did something, I don't know, then the narrator would bring you to the serious room. Look, it's serious. It has a serious table. And tell you, you can't be doing that. Tisk tisk. No cheating. Oh, that opened again. Am I going down to my...
These were simpler times, Stanley.
I can't
But
go
I
in.
wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Well, that is true. Don't close on me. Oh, see? Maintenance.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's
I
down
want a
here?
drink.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years.
That's
I
where
can't
I got
even
my
imagine
game.
what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Surely. I mean, my review will be. And this is a good one. Back there, tucked
Honestly,
away.
I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
True, the game is very Oh, it's raining. That's how you know it's sad. In movies, when it starts raining, it's sad now. I'm sad now. Where's my next review? Through there? I gotta wander. Oh, get me inside. Get me inside. Do I need to turn myself up again? I hope not. I need more tea.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with.
Terse?
You
Bro.
can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These
That is
black
tragic.
marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
True.
I feel like a failure.
Oh, you're not.
Like I let these people down.
No, I love you,
Perhaps
narrator.
the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
That's okay. I'm gonna ruin you. We're gonna be destroyed.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening.
True.
I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Narrator, you are about to be. What the hell? Narrator, you are about to have the worst time of your life.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is. So on and so forth, until inevitably... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination
I'm so
and
sorry.
more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Don't use that word.
Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
I do want to
That is
listen
say, if
to
by
these.
articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice...
I want to listen to these. I do, but...
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
Yes, you can.
I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer.
It
That
is,
last
isn't it?
one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window, or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall?
There
I'll
will
take
be a
any of
crack in
these.
the
All
wall
I
one
want is
day.
for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before,
There's nothing
wasn't
else
there?
to
I
do.
swear there was. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one
Were
of
those
those
two lights
walls
always
a
out?
1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have
But there's
no
nothing
idea
else
how long
what to
I'll be
do.
made to sit here.
There's
And
nothing
more than
else to
anything
do.
else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe. I have to know that sooner or
I'm
later,
sorry.
no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been
Because there's
thinking
nothing
and
else to
thinking, and
do.
I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny...
I'm not waiting on all the
Oh,
dialogue.
Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than any, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it
I was
strokes in
just
my
about to
heart
press
to
it.
think of it. To think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then, this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Was that red flashing thing always there? He's not even here. That's still spinning, but it's much slower now. So the clock broke. The batteries in the clock broke. How many years has it been? Ow. Ow.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world, as though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes, it seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amuse them endlessly from start to finish. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was
He's
meant to
repeating.
speak to the human condition.
And he's gone again. I feel like those leaves should have disintegrated. What's leaking? You hear that? This stopped. I swear I heard a drip. Oh. Please come back to me.
The end is never the end, 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 is never.
So, it's really leaking over there. I'm sorry, narrator. It has to have been decades upon decades, maybe even a century at least, on my plan. I want him to come back. He said if only there was a crack in the wall, a window or something. I don't think the narrator can die. Either his program shut down. Fuck, I don't like this one. Or I don't like what I'm hearing. I really don't like what I'm hearing. I saw someone recently just recently say that he just lost his voice, lost the ability to talk after so long of no one being there for him to talk to. So that's what I'd like to believe. He's still here, but he just can't talk. He lost his voice, you know? Oh, I can't climb on there? What? You won't let me climb on there? Maybe. I mean, if this is the back corner, then we entered from there. But the end is never the end, 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 is never the hey man, what's up? New content.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Thank you, narrator. I'm so glad you're back. God, that's horrifying. That ending. Anyways.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Cool red section of the chart. Boring sections of the chart. Old and busted. New hotness. They're back. 2 doors. More the Stanley Parable. Better the Stanley Parable. Win-win. Sequential mindshare. Paradigm shift. Synergy. Brick and mortar approach. Blah, 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 blah. The color red. There's 2 Stanleys.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
I don't think that's how
It'll
it
all
works.
work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Who took the red marker? Me. All these 2s are so bad. I'm sorry. It's like impressive how bad it is. I saw the investor showcase. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman. Thanks. Sorry, I keep sneezing.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features. For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this
Sorry,
feature.
I've been quiet.
Just play along.
I'm
I
Jim now.
promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a... That was you! The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time.
Not
If
the
this
best
were the
bit,
only new
but it
feature in
is
the
kind of
Stanley
funny.
Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you
Jim.
actually are.
Jim. Jim.
My gym button. My gym button. I did not. Oh, space.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable too. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
I don't know what oh. Collectibles. Where am I at? Reassurance bucket. Fuck. Well, that's a bust. Oh, see, I still have
You
my
know what,
jump.
Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
See, those were some good jumps. And I can go back here if I ever need a good jump, you know. Hold on, merch table. It's the merch table. Oh, fuck. And is it ever the end again? I would have merch of the Stanley Parable. I would severely have merch of the Stanley Parable. Oh, this is a bit too much. This is too much. Jump circle and the home button. That's just the name of the playing game. No one's saying the bucket. No one's saying nothing about the bucket. Jump circle. What's up here? I'm just exploring now. Hope you don't mind. Okay, what is it? Exit. Oh, no, not the exit. I thought the this. No, okay. Oh, he's spinning. Can you find them? Can you find them? Collect them all.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
I fuck so heavy with this. I mean, it's horrifying. I mean, it's pretty cool. 1 out of 6.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic. Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Wait, what's it say? Pull me, please, pull me, please. I really did want. Dude, these red lights always get me. Like, why is the car on? Oh. Huh? There's nothing here. I don't like the dark, so I keep getting spooked. Even though it's the freaking Stanley Parable.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Infinite Hole. I'm gonna...
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Stepniece. Happy 12th birthday, Stepniece. This has a bit of color, but it's not my vibe.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, Stepniece, it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on. Come now, you've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
There's a balloon stuck down there. Bucket or hole? Oh, I'll do the bucket first and then the hole.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and
Just pick it up.
paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect
Can I have it?
solution.
Can I please have
Come
the bucket?
on, give it a try.
I want the bucket. Fuck. Yeah, bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
What?
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
They do.
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
This is delightful. I'm glad I got my reassurance bucket before going into the hole. Such
Does
normal
anyone give out
sentences.
awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an
It should
award
be.
if it isn't already.
You're right. Is my hole back here? Hello. Hole. Time and depth. Okay. Opening rim, surrounding area, depth, infinite. Infinite hole. No, okay.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
This is just like, I'm warning you, this is just like the Gravity Falls episode. Actually, it's not. But it is, you know.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my
This
more
is...
ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
No, I like it down here.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
I'm having
Maybe do it
so
on
much
the
fun.
sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
This is awesome,
Okay,
but
Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling.
yes, I am.
What normal person actually wants to fall
You
infinitely?
champion.
I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually... Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Well,
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
I do like holes.
Normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
Yes, it did, because
I couldn't help
looking
but
up, it's
feel like
smaller.
you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
I love holes. Anyways, just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. Every pause button is a Roman numeral 2. Meeting at 2 p.m. Sincerely, management.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime.
No, I've actually seen everything else. That's why I went to the hole last. So.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch.
You're right, it doesn't scratch the itch.
Who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
I do like it back here, down here.
Is the, teleport button not working?
Yeah.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone.
No,
you get to be with
I
the
like
hole,
you
I get
and
to
the
do
hole.
literally anything else.
I like you both.
Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Oh, he left. Oh, he for real left. Well, I am enjoying my hole. It has to be said, especially with my bucket with me. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That scared me. Our hole. My hole. It's going down. We're getting deeper. Okay, well. Oh, that's good. I like looking at Stanley. But now I can't move my camera. Wait, he's not holding the bucket. It's just sort of there. He just placed the bucket there. This is a good angle though. To watch the descent. He kind of looks like someone I knew once, like a teacher I once had. So, I'm not a fan of this one. This is fun. Myself? Oh. Somehow I'm not thrilled with this. Oh. Let's all play a rhythm game to this.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley!
No.
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into
No,
dreamland.
I didn't get to
But
see
we can't
everything.
have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it.
But you
don't
left.
want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole?
I have to
From the
let
looks of things,
you know.
you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle pip.
Toodle pip. But it does have to be said that I didn't get to check out everything, and I would like to do that. Oh, I didn't even no, my hole. My hole. I didn't even get to check out everything.
Here
in my
we
hole.
are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
I'm pretty sure I checked out everything. I'm not going back in the hole. Not. I mean, I could. Jump circle. We did that. This map. We did that. Free achievement. Did. Buttons has did march 700 bucket direction decorations. Oh, collectibles in the hole. Yeah, we did all that. So I'm gonna jump 2 more good jumps just to get him out there. Those were some good jumps. I'm saving some of my jumps just in case we need them, you know? Hmm.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready
Yes.
to move on now?
Yeah. That's cool. That's banger, actually. Give me a t-shirt like this. No screenshots. What if I
So,
do take
Stanley, what
screenshots?
do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's
Thank you.
definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Um, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
You
Okay,
can't make a
yes.
game just like
Yes,
this.
this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
This is worse. How did you
Who
get
am I
worse?
kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than
Gags
anything
are
to
good.
create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let
This
me
is
see
it?
if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Okay. Let's go have a look. Let's have a gander. Oh. Hmm. Again, not sure I like this. Hmm.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a
Oh,
company in a
the
big
balloons.
building where he was
I,
employee number 427.
okay.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
He probably has.
Stanley was happy.
So says you.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Stanley
Something
Parable.
that would
Yeah.
forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized
Okay,
that
so
not
it is all the
one
same.
single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Well, now we have some balloons joining
All
us.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now, if I do recall,
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
isn't it this room? One of the rooms, you have to click on it at a certain amount to... Oh, hello, Bucket. Okay, let's do bucketified endings of all of them. If you're okay with that. We can take our reassurance bucket. We can choose whether to bucket or not. Do you like the balloons? Okay.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
460. Oh, so I can't go back.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Well, Bucket has a different ending from pretty much most of them.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong.
It's very intense.
This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons. Even
we
this
know
is
this.
worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never.
No.
Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point.
I haven't
Share
owned the
your
bucket
journal
very long
entries
yet.
detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
I really like the bucket, because it's very cool. I mean, I just met the bucket, so it's not, we
Okay,
haven't known each
I've
other
got
long.
you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There.
Thank you.
Now
That
it's
is very good.
settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Wow.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You
This is
see,
true. This is good.
I
How did
feel
you get
that
the
it
second
works
sticker
because
under
the
the
sticker
first
is
sticker?
also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Thank you. That's a very good sticker. Anything else to say?
You know what?
Huh?
I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the... But now, the broom closet is just giving us a silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Perhaps we can. Yes. Is the bucket doing well? Bucket? If I go back in? Have we exhausted the options? Dialogue options? Okay. Let's get back on track.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I like the stickers. Literally? Oh. Well,
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
that's okay.
You
I
can't
actually...
buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor
How
each
do you know?
and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
You know, I actually didn't expect there to be anything here, so... That was actually cool. Could do the escape pod. No, well, I'm doing it properly.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again
Isn't it,
stunned
boss?
to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
I think so.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh! And here's one too. Dude, we're getting too many of these.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your
No.
belt.
It's not it. That's just not it. The things I would say to you, broom closet, if I could talk.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an
I want the
unknown
bucket
fate.
more. The bucket is my best
It
friend.
would be all Stanley could do to keep himself
bucket.
together, if not for the bucket.
Yeah.
Soothing him,
Comforting
comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley.
Thank you.
Everything will be fine.
I'm trying so hard not to deviate. We'll do the proper ending, the bucket, and then we'll do all the
Stanley
endings.
and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
This ending is pretty interesting with the narrator, too.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I could... Oh, fuck. No, next time. Next time. No, next time. I'm being proper. I'm doing the proper route with the bucket. Me and the bucket, of course. But then I suppose we could try press conference room
and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in
going
shock.
down there.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
Almost dropped the
The
bucket in
had
shock.
never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears
Oh,
as
goodness.
Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Really is way too easy to get up on the desks and go over.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
That's a good question.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
We are
At
friends.
this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Yeah, it's just me and the bucket. And Marlo, obviously.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its
mentioning the bucket.
terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
Yes.
Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
We are.
They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Off. Oh?
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
What is it?
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
Huh.
True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
This is crazy.
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
Oh, my
Go
bucket.
to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Find out what? Oh. I guess I found out. Well. Okay, let's go do the two without the bucket.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
The stickers stay on my bucket. Oh, that's good. That's real good. Yeah, why was there a thing here before? Oh, who cares? Oh, we'll start that. Just so that, I can go with the bucket to heaven.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh. Warehouse access plan. Produce one plank to allow ease of access to construction. What? We need more planks. Trust the completionist instinct. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, to be honest. Should we make them interns? Yes. Do we need contracts? Wow, such a good drawing. Thank you. Good luck. That's not a good drawing. Source of levitation. Maybe we are the collectibles. There will be a reward for finding them. Lies. Who are you? 666 lol. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. I want to go home. There will be cleaning of this wall required. This is not. Looks like 427. Ha ha ha. Gotta collect them all. 5 there be. Just take from me. Oh. Places to search. A large room, lots of boxes. Stairs, something with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. Huh. Is this some kind of game? There must be a point to this. Huh. Large room, lots of boxes. I mean, I don't know.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
There's the red. Let's see, which was I gonna do? Up and down, up and down, up and down. Press conference? And jump off. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
This is true, I did do that.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the
Speedrunner's
opened
instinct.
passageway.
Okay. I have to do it more times. Just as many times until it gets me into a press conference room. Okay? There will be a press conference room.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
We didn't finish this one before.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
I'm glad you are.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies
Yes, I
and
like
gentlemen,
going up and down.
how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Because I'm a genius. Ugh, my back hurts low-key. The way I've been sitting.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
That's crazy. It might be the boss's office this time.
Oh my god.
It's the
It's the
boss.
boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me.
I know.
Give me a
It really
timeout
does.
here for a minute while I process this.
Okay, I got you. I'm kind of hungry. Somehow I kind of want cereal, but like, it's not gonna be good.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to
Mati!
embrace this stunning revelation and to
Dinner?
move forward with. No! No, wait!
Yay.
No! I need more time to process.
Okay. It's a good song, Loki. And I'm just having fun. You know, I'm getting stuff done.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it.
That's good.
I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turned to your expert eye for gripping narrative. Of course, going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A
I know,
breath of
right?
fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Truly. Now watch this. You'll never believe. We're going back up. I know, it's gripping. Okay, actually, what do you want to talk about? I mean, I can't yap too much because my throat, again, does hurt. It's tragic. A very, very tragic, I know. Wow. Hold on. Sonic the
You
Hedgehog.
know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment.
Okay, I'm
Don't
stop.
you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley.
I'm
You and
stop.
we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big,
This is true.
explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is
I'm back.
storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life.
Oh,
Yes,
goodness.
I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better.
It might.
Oh, good, we're here. Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
World's healthiest human being, all tricks revealed. How he did it. The pyramids. Live, the guy who went to Mars. And Stanley. All eyes on Stanley, live on stage. An evening with world peace, baby.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
World's first sentient machine. A Q&A with.
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley.
I don't think Stanley
Okay,
can talk.
it looks like they're ready for you. Go get
Remember
them.
where you came from. You'll come. Is that him breathing? The dude who came up with pizza. An audience with. See, I don't like going into the dark, and they keep making me do that. Oh. Oh my god. They love me. They really love me. I'm gonna have a panic attack on stage. Interesting. Now we have another one to do. I don't think I've ever actually seen that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen that. Yawn. But I would never yawn. Not
All of his
here.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Perhaps
he
he
had
had
simply
simply
missed a
missed a
memo.
memo. Sorry, it's just acting like it gets to me.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
A room with lots of boxes. I'm thinking the warehouse, but who knows?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now.
True.
Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the
Oh,
keypad.
thank you.
Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway.
Thank you.
Quelle surprise.
Thank you very, very much. I did not want to have to do that again. You already here. You know, skipping ahead, but me. No, we're gonna speed run this.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been reading your chats nearly as much. Let's turn the lights on first.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh. I wanted the TVs to be on first.
You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome.
Well,
you see, back when the Stanley Parable
no,
first
you're not the
launched in
narrator,
2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the
The
game,
throat coat
we knew
one.
that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content?
This is true.
Always more content, more
I'm
content,
sorry.
more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make
Hey,
it
Mama.
seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game. With
Yes, I'm here to
secrets and
hear
Easter
Marlo.
eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of
Ooh.
music just for this section.
All right, Mama.
You
Do you
won't
know
hear
Bo
it
Burnham,
anywhere
like,
else in the game. It's a
new
secret
content?
that's
Feel like I
just for
make you
you.
some
That's how special
content.
you are.
Daddy
We call
made
this
you your
track
favorite.
Good Job. You've made it to the
wine.
bottom of the mind
Here
control
comes the
facility. Well done.
Good job. You did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job. You made it to the bottom. bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. But railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
Okay. Oh, and it just starts again. Okay. Now we can take the bucket and do pretty much all of these again, if you so choose. You know. Sorry, I was looking at the cat video.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
Oh,
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Was it in the Boston office or was it one of these? Here we go. Awaiting input. Okay.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave
Can
of
you give me,
comfort
like,
rushed over him.
5 minutes, please. Actually, I should do something and get the narrator yapping and then. Oh. RNG.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley
Okay,
was
hold on.
once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Two, 845. Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Hello, hello, hello. Five Nights at Freddy's. Well, hello there. I have gone to the bathroom, acquired food and tea.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Now I think we're gonna turn it on with the bucket, and we can also get to the
lights
bottom with the
rose
bucket.
on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Are you
What
having fun?
horrible secret did this place hold?
I would like to
Stanley
check.
and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Ah. Okay, that's cool. Terrible secret.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped,
Guinea pigs.
monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
That's a good question.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
This is true. Oh.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exist. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Bucket.
Stanley gasped in horror.
How dare you,
Had this
bucket?
been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly,
Oh
silly birds.
my
The
god.
control buttons became active again.
Silly birds.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
This is true.
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had
This
the
is so
bucket known
awesome.
this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery.
I didn't know this
Stanley
was
and the
gonna
bucket
happen.
never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Penguins. Penguin. No, that's an interesting bird. Oh, new RNG again.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket
Now, do you have a
tightly to
favorite?
his chest and entered the door on his left.
Like, go back to, because we can do any ending really now. Just changed with the bucket. You know? Bucket. Oh, you have to leave. Okay, well then I'll decide. I mean, we've gone multiple to the left, so.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
So thrilling.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home. Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge. Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
Do you remember what time you put the tea bag in? Hmm. Do you remember what time you put the tea bag in? Okay. That's okay. No more dialogue.
But finally, the bucket was done
That's
being
okay.
in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
Much decision making to be had.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Room with many boxes. Hmm. Oh, hi. Okay, sorry. You want to go down here? Yeah, you do. Here goes. Sorry, anytime I ask someone a question, then I just...
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from
Figlies?
seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it.
I don't think
I'm
either of
sure
these.
it will come to me.
Surely, surely. Ow. Now, I would, in fact, like to do that ending without the bucket first, so...
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and
Fillets.
the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I'm
Perhaps he
just
wanted
going.
to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
The end is never the end, is never the end.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off. You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory.
Nuh-uh.
I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all
Me?
your fault.
My fault? Dude, I hope you can't hear me eating. Okay.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
I like how that guy's just on the computer. Okay, I think the next awaiting input is back in the boss's office. So we
Stanley clutched
have
the bucket
to go
tightly
there.
to his chest and entered the door on his left. 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 The door on his left.
stairs and some are red and blue. I know some are red and blue. I'm not sure stairs. Could we just by going down here?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Thought so. Now, let's see. We could go up and up and up and down again. I could walk in and back out like the escape pod, I think. Oh, or we go to where it says escape down in the little corner. Now, yes, let me see. Yes, there is a bucket version of in and out. Press conference and escape. So yeah, all of the options. Do you have any preference whatsoever? If we go up and down, that's the press conference. If we go to the little thing that said escape, it was the woman talking to us, and then we were in a museum. And if I go in and back out, well, that's the escape pod. You know. If you have no preference, I'm gonna try the escape pod.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Escape pod.
Crushed by the
Or
weight of this
museum?
revelation,
Okay,
Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Hold on. One sec. Museum.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control for... Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Would we now? I can't see the door anymore.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
You know, the fog really does get
Stanley
me.
and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
That's okay. Farewell, cried the knight.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
Mm-hmm.
To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
No, I like the bucket.
Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life
This
came to an
woman,
end, as it was crushed
the curator,
violently
I've
to
seen
death.
people call her. Her accent or voice or whatever, it reminds me of
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket.
True.
It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a
My bucket's
glorious
gone.
bucket to behold.
My bucket's gone. Oh, but yeah, this woman, her voice reminds me of the therapist in What Remains of Edith Finch. Or I think that woman. Someone in one of them. Anyways, the bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and sustained. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn out here with you into the real world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Or will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
It's going up. A bucket with two handles. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been crafted in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death for just attempting it. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet, in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. A stress bucket, an analogy. Worrying, negative feeling, negative thinking, and lack of reassurance go into the bucket. Vulnerability and equals size and strength of the bucket. Stress equals the level of water in the bucket. Coping strategies equals holes. Rest and relaxation, doing something you enjoy, rest and relaxation. Presented without commentary. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Okay. I want to go into these rooms. There's lights around. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between the bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitably, is for our own good. Hmm. Let's leave. Oh,
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give
oh,
him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision for...
that's the complete opposite of the one without the bucket. Okay. Hello? Ah, the end is never the end.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Escape pod
This
scares
was
me,
not
so
the correct way to the meeting room.
let's
But
go to the
Stanley had
maintenance room.
felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Oh,
Stanley took the door on his left to go, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
let's see about this then.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Hello?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the
do.
Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
I do like the Adventure Line. I'm glad that all my friends are here. The Adventure Line, the Broom Closet, my computer. This is true, Broom Closet does just want my wife. And beautiful. Wait, that's the serious room, serious desk. Hi, baby. Oh, let us go.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
It did. Oh, my music track is back.
This is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
I do remember that. That was a
It's
good
as
funny one.
classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this.
Where are
But
we
if we want
heading?
to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
What? No, my bucket. I don't want to give up my bucket. You're gonna make me give up my bucket.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
I don't want to.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
I can
Surely
guess.
you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley.
I don't want to.
Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Is there any way I can keep my bucket?
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you...
Okay, wait. Oh, red and scary.
were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity
I can't
and
even do
nuance
it.
that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting
Stanley
very
won't
upset
even
now.
part
You'll
with
have
it.
to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters
Stanley does
like the
indeed
Adventure
refuse,
Line
which
or
is
the
crazy.
Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and
Stanley refuses to part with the bucket.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Wow. Apparently there's something I never did without the bucket. Which, you know, must be rectified, of course. It is quite tragic we keep dying. No matter what we do. Such is life, it seems. I lost a napkin. Such is life. Yes, there's something I would like to do
A
without the
soft
bucket.
wind blew outside and perhaps rain started.
Whoa.
And if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
I would, yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
I think I can land on the truck.
Come on. I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't
See,
tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! 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 Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
he's so mean.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Oh. I can't take the bucket to the awaiting input. Can I take the bucket here?
Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
Let me see. Is there a bucket ending this way? There is a bucket ending this way.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The
What?
bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the
Hello?
bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger. Of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley. What are you talking about? He screamed. You're a bucket! To this, the bucket furrowed its brow. No, said the bucket. Not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No! Stanley screamed even louder this time. This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this? As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Hello?
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
See, I want to take the bucket with a waiting input.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it.
Stop.
If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Stop. I just want to take my bucket with me, you know?
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Let's try the escape pod. Unless there's something else you want. Another favorite ending of yours. Or unless you have to
Stanley
leave.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
See, because I want to try it, because if I don't get it, then, you know. Something to do with stairs. Oh, right, downstairs. We could do the dream ending.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this. Someone's playing House Flipper. House Flipper. 2, actually.
Stepping...
Fuck. God, Bucket really is here to come for me. Because this is like my least favorite ending to do, you know? I still don't know stairs. Maybe downstairs. Right, because the stairs to the boss. This feels yellower than usual. Oh, right. Okay, so it's me and the bucket against the world. Now I don't even know how this will be different. Because we needed the narrator to get through the escape pod, you know? And I didn't even check if there's a bucket. I mean, most endings have a bucket ending, but... Anyways. Alouette, je t'alouette, alouette, je te bloomerai, no, 今日も今日も出会うためようかきっと会いたくちゅうの街時間降ろう打ち出されてた嫉妬嫉妬嫉妬寒さどうかどうかあなたのためになあ迷わない歌がそないで神様も坂さの地蔵神様 See, like, I can vaguely see enough and that there's something. 夜を寂しいから許してよ許してよいつも僕のせいさ Oh. Oh, I actually can. Oh. Oh, Stanley. Shh. I know, I'll wipe your tears. But you have to go. Oh, this is good. This is real good. Oh, I love you, Stanley. He's so funny. Oh, you got this, Stanley. Wow. Oh. So tragic. Dude, I haven't seen any of the bucket ones. Like I knew all the original endings, but I've never seen the bucket endings. So that was cinematography to me. Wow. Now let's maybe go see our wife. Or the Zen ending. Again, I do want to know how this door can open again, because I know there's a way to go here with the bucket. I think they should, yes.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
My bucket's gone. My bucket's gone. Hold the phone. My bucket's gone. What? I, my bucket. I didn't know this would do this. Oh, you see, I have to begin the game again. However many times until I see my bucket again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
I'm sorry. I didn't. Fuck. Fuck, losing my bucket to the escape pod fucked me up more than the skip ending. Now I don't know what ending to do. Well,
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
let's go for
This
it.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How in snow? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
There.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Yeah.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
No, I don't.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point."
Oh.
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless... What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
My
I
bad.
suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Stop telling me to step into somewhere dark and scary. I don't like doing this. You know? And my tea got cold.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Okay, I'm gonna be genuine.
Simple enough, right?
I'm
This
gonna be
should
so
tell us
genuine.
everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay. Bit pedantic there.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I see, said the blind man.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Correct.
See? I'm
This
so good
is
at
a
this.
bucket.
What? Hello? Dude. I mean, I'm just being asked what is and isn't a bucket.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
I have a feeling that the answer is yes. Just in my gut. My gut knowledge of buckets. I hope your dog is well. And just let me know when you're back. I mean, you can always watch the VOD.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up?
I'm sorry, I thought you were tricking me.
Incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
I thought you were tricking me, my guy.
Is this a bucket?
Now if I say no.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
How am I supposed to get by here?
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Okay, you good luck with that.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
No. I'm sorry, I was just joshing
You
you.
know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am
I don't think so.
a bucket?
You could be.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
No.
I can't have that. I'm
What?
sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the
This is
game
a
was a
good bit.
bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Okay, I won't tell anyone besides the stream, okay? There has to be a way to get the bucket to awaiting input.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Do we want to get all the figurines?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Okay.
Now pick up the phone. said the bucket. Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
I don't know. I think the bucket can talk.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me serious. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Okay, let's have a look.
What is comedic timing?
Oh, this is a good one.
What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper.
Okay.
If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing.
Really?
To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny. See, I can't scream that, and also I was drinking tea, and I almost did a spit take, so...
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
I lost the bucket sticker, because we don't know what a bucket is. I did enjoy the bucket sticker.
This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No
The last one was pretty good.
things.
Thanks for opening doors. Bit of a walk, if I do say so myself.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
See, now, I don't know what to do here. You know? Do we listen? Hmm. Hmm. Huh.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was
Okay.
supposed to be a build-up to this point. A
No, it
dramatic
really is
display of
impossible to decide.
remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
Hello?
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this was all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you
No, not at all.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes.
That was a
Let
good
me
one.
try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No?
No, that's a good one.
Is it the delivery?
Well, the first one was
Pale
better.
with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar.
Oh, that's a good one.
No.
What do you
We're
mean,
getting
no?
away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Hi. Hello. Well.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life. Ah, the embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the
Wait, we have a
employee
bucket
lounge
sticker
was
again.
simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something
fun.
up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
How nice.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
That's good. That's good. Page. Yo, this is a nice apartment. Dude, look how nice my apartment is. Hold on.
What are you playing?
The Stanley Parable. I think it's a really, really cool game. Many different paths, many different. Look at this apartment though. It's pretty nice. It's spacious. You got a big window there. Don't worry about that. It's white. Couch with the TV. I assume the bedroom's here.
Apartment. Did you ever finish that?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. Well.
The lease that you.
Oh, I
were
didn't
gonna pay
click.
it semester.
I didn't click, but I will. I will.
You didn't.
We're good. We're good. We're good. We're so good. What now? Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press Y to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Press T to take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Dude, I need these stickers. I hope that took a screenshot. Press T to go back to work.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Yeah, but it's comforting, innit? And you're the one who was doing the voice. Don't listen to the loud man. Press B for us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Press C to ignore anyone in your life except for me.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore.
No, I'm sorry,
From
no.
now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
This is true. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press F to go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket.
Let's watch
It's just a little more,
White Finding Light.
what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Press O to relive the same day with me over and over.
Oh my god, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room.
That
It's
was
a
scary.
bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
The bucket is friend, Marlowe is friend, and I think this is our last ending. To go to home, to work, to home, to work, to home.
Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket.
Me too.
No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say.
Narrator?
Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps
That's
if
been
I
dripping
had
a
the
while.
bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
I think, okay, one, these candles are a hazard. Is that it? Oh, that's a glass of water. Oh, the bucket. Bucket. Yo, are all my paintings looking out? Yeah, bucket. All my paintings are bucket. Not that one, it seems. It's 13 in the morning. Do you wanna, like, come with me and...
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Hello? I thought I was gonna have a romantic evening with the bucket. Go back to work, Stanley. Okay. Yes, ma'am. And then see, we listened. We went back to work. Wait. I guess we're not going back to work, it seems. Okay. See, it's too fast to go get the bucket. But then I can't go back in here when I do bring the bucket. The end is never the end. It's never the end. Oh. We keep this. We keep the Stanley Parable too. Well. Now, how was that? That's just my screen. Well, what now? We say, with our bucket. We could, perhaps, play a different game next time. I mean, I do have many games. I love you. And our bucket. We do need to play Hollow Knight. That is... Hollow Knight. We could continue Limbo, perhaps, if I can. If. Goodbye. I love you very much. Oh, and Rain World and One Shot. Yes, there's a cat in One Shot. Alright, well,